Hi, Glenn from Aussie Tech Heads. Join Will, Eric and myself as we bring you the latest, most up-to-date, important tech news that affects you from Australia and the world. Weekly podcast available each Friday through iTunes. Watch the live stream recording of the show at live.thesecrethub.com each Thursday night, 7:30pm or GMT plus 10. Call in live via Skype or chat in our lounge. However you get us, just make sure you do. Listen or visit our website for more information, www.aussietechheads.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's longest running tech news podcast.
Techwebcast, streamed from our brains to our mouths, to your ears, to your brain. It's like our brains are holding hands. Brain hands. That doesn't really make sense, but Techwebcast does. Tech stuff, gadgets, games. Come and wander around geek heaven with us. Techwebcast. Here, now, holding brain hands.
And welcome to episode 285 of the Techwebcast podcast, recorded on the 26th of April 2014. Techwebcast is recorded every Saturday and rebroadcast on Aussie Tech Heads on Thursday evenings at 7pm. Please rate us on iTunes and like us at facebook.com/Techwebcast. Your hosts today are Brad, Steve, Jen, Jacob, and myself, Andrew. And our special guest today is Harry from YouTube channel Stuff You Should Buy. And we've Techwebcast friend Zara Rose sitting in with us from the first time from Sydney, Australia. G'day, Brad. How you doing, buddy?
Mate. How are you, buddy?
I'm not too bad considering my footy team lost yesterday, but I'm over that now, and it's a good Saturday here in Melbourne.
They lost by a lot today, mate. They must have lost.
Yeah, so no, I'm doing all right, mate. What about yourself?
Good, mate. I'm good.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
How's your week been?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty busy. Lots of things going on, and I hear you bought a new toy this week, which you might bring us up on later on.
Yeah, I will talk about that.
Looking forward to it. Good stuff. No, it's been a pretty good week, so I'm enjoying the long weekend now, which is great.
Good stuff, mate. And also, we got Jennifer back on. Welcome back, Jennifer.
Hi, great to be back. How's it going, Brad?
I'm good. And you?
I am doing well, thanks. I had a bit of traveling this week and am looking forward to the weekend. So, and happy to be back on the show. I'm sorry that I missed out last week, but I'm really stoked about being on tonight.
That is okay. We got Jacob back on. Welcome, Jacob.
Thank you, Brad. How was your week?
Good, mate. Been good. Good.
Okay.
We also got Steve on.
Hey, Brady. Ready for another week of Techwebcast?
Yes, indeed, mate. How's your show been?
Pretty good. Last week I didn't have really much anything. This week I had a lot of stuff come up.
Okay. Good stuff. Also, we got Zara on. Welcome, Zara. Welcome to the time on the...
Hi, Brad. How are you going?
Good, thanks.
Hi, guys. How's everyone this week?
Good.
Very good. Thanks, Sahara.
Oh, that's good. I had an interesting week this week, actually. I don't know whether Brad's ever discussed. I'm actually a midwife. Have you guys come across any midwives?
I have friends that are, yes.
Let's just say I had a very interesting week.
How was your week interesting, Zara?
Oh, well, I had a birth at the front desk. It was, quite a sight. Yeah. Poor woman. But,
How long was she in labor for before she...
Before it happened? Believe it or not, 30 minutes. I took her phone call and she had 2 contractions and I'm thinking, okay, labor's going to start, but it will take a little bit longer than that. And she came in by the front desk and, baby in the pants.
What a lucky woman. That's
a very lucky woman.
I'm sure as a midwife there must be some just crazy things that happen at the hospital, and it must be anything but ordinary.
Yes, there's never a dull moment.
Yeah, I mean,
congratulations to this woman. And you, Andrew, are you going to use a midwife? You should use Zara.
Well, she's in Sydney. We're about 6 or 7 weeks away.
Never mind.
Yeah, so we're in Melbourne.
Maybe fly to Sydney, maybe, Andrew, and have the baby there.
No, we're already registered at Royal Women's Hospital in Melbourne, so we've got our all those sorts of things organised. But I may yet send you a message, Zara, if I'm
let me know how it goes.
And it'll be like crazy.
Is this your first child?
It is my first child, yes. I'm
I'm telling
exciting.
you, It's amazing. I'm a dad, so it's the best thing in the world, mate. And I've been in the Royal Women's, and they're really good, mate.
Oh, they're a
really
fantastic hospital. We're really happy with them. And I think my wife was really on the ball to get registered there quickly and early, because apparently it's one of the best birthing hospitals in the Southern Hemisphere. So I'm really excited.
It definitely is. I've been actually looking at getting a job there. Maybe I'll consider it one day.
Yeah, we'd love to have you down here.
Let me know.
Sarah.
Let me know if they're nice.
Yeah, I will.
All right. Okay. We got Harry on as well. Harry, how are you, mate?
Great. How you going? How are you all, guys and girls? Should I say?
You're all good.
I'm going good.
Well, thank you.
It's good.
Awesome. What can I say? I've had an interesting week. My little one's been sick, so it's been up and down for me.
Oh no.
She had a sore throat, poor thing. But other than that, managing that with work and the wife and everything else, it's all been all right. I uploaded a few stuff on the YouTube channel. At times it can be slow, at times it can be fast, but it just depends on how things are going. I work for Telstra, I do communications, and I could tell you some funny stories on that, but I won't get into it unless you really want to know. But
might be a good way to finish the show up. Get a couple of funnies out of you.
Oh, mate. Look, well, basically I handle their communications, and it's quite amazing. It's I handle their stuff that the payphones basically on their public streets, and it's a sort of a mixed thing. But some of the things that people do to these phones, I can't believe we humans can be like this. It's just crazy. But anyway, I'll digress on it. I'll just skip off it. So,
now I'm so curious though.
Just remember this. Remember this. Don't just walk up blindly and pick up a handset from a Telstra payphone and put it up against your ear.
Oh, wait! What's one of the worst things that you've encountered with a payphone?
Man.
Can you say it on the air?
PG-13, Harry.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can bleep it out.
Harry, because we kicked off the man.
Okay.
It's all good.
We're just talking, I don't know if any of you from Sydney or wherever, how we've got horses that go up and down in the city. You can have a horse ride.
Nice.
Horses will do some poop, right?
Oh, yeah.
People will use that poop sometimes on the phones.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's being mild, okay? So
That's being mild.
That's mild.
So the trick is, if you really need to use a payphone, grab sort of a handkerchief or a piece of paper and put it over their headset part, at least where you're going to lean your ear on it. Or if you don't have anything, just pull up your T-shirt over your ear.
Wow.
Thank God for smartphones. Thank God for smartphones.
Keep an eye on your phone.
Amen.
Yeah, iPhone rocks. Okay, let's go into the
Jen.
Into the news, Jen, and
Yeah.
Into the news. Well, you picked some mighty good news stories tonight.
Actually, it's Jacob. Actually, he did it yesterday.
Jacob, well done, Jacob. Well done.
I picked them all. You're
yeah,
welcome.
I like them. Well, the first story that you picked, coming from TechCrunch.com. Drum
roll.
I can't do a drum roll with my mouth. I'm sorry. Vic Indotra, the father of Google Plus, is leaving. Yes, leaving Google after 8 years. Vic, father of Google Plus, announced that he's leaving after 8 years under the company, and it's unclear where he is going next or who will take over the position that he had at Google. In his announcement, he says that he is looking forward to the journey yet to come. And to quote him, he says, "I have been incredibly fortunate to work with the amazing people of Google. I don't believe there is a more talented and passionate collection of people anywhere else." Gundotra wrote that in his announcement when he said that he was leaving. He also said, I'm overwhelmed when I think about the leadership of Larry Page and what he empowered me to do while at Google, from starting Google I/O to being responsible for all mobile applications to creating Google Plus. None of this would have happened without Larry's encouragement and support. So Vic did write a Google Plus post that you can find if you were to look up his Google Plus profile that talks about his leaving. And it remains to be seen what this means for Google Plus itself now that it's lost its stronger backer within the company. Larry Page says that Google will continue working hard to build great new experiences for the ever-increasing number of Google Plus fans. So that's what do y'all think?
We'll just have to wait and see what happens when down the track, and if it drops down in users, maybe, I don't know.
It's going to be really interesting where they end up with that, because from my news, it looks like Bradley Horowitz, who is one of the guys who is also quite keen on the team, is probably not going to be taking over.
They've already found someone.
They've already found someone, have they?
They have, yep.
Okay, that must be quite new.
Dave, someone, I can't remember his surname. Dave. Jacob, do you remember the surname?
Give me a few minutes and I'll pick it up for you.
All right, go ahead, mate. And
it'll also be interesting to see how much influence Chichu can have as they go forward as well, who's a part of the technical at Google Plus. It's a good product. In my opinion, I think that would be better to get rid of just about everything and work purely on the Google Hangouts, because that's the diamond of that product.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. I think just get rid of get rid of all of it, and just
I don't know.
Mobile and video, maybe.
I really love Google Plus still. I use it religiously. I use it. That's my go-to platform. And then from there, I cross-post to everything else. But I really love the Photos feature. I love Auto Awesome. I love Google Plus Photos. On Android, it's better than it is on Apple, on iOS. And I use that religiously all the time. How do you
find your mix of users on Google Plus, Jen? Because, I mean, I enjoy Google Plus as a platform, but I don't know whether it's me or whether it's them per se, but the only people who I find are on there are other technical sort of social influencers, but I don't have any of the friends and family. Is that a problem for you? Or are you actually finding quite a crossover these days?
No, I'm not. The majority of the people that I interact with on there are like-minded techies, but that's kind of what I enjoy about it. I do share, since I do use Google Plus pretty much exclusively for my photos, I share a lot of photos and I tag my family members in them and maybe only share those photos with my family circle. And when I tag them, that causes them to have to go look at it. And because of the Auto Awesomes that automatically create using the Google Plus app on your Android device, I share those and create those films, and they love them. So that's been helping drive some of my friends and family to Google Plus. When I tag them in those photos, they have to look at it. So
just to jump in there, it helps you drive them. They don't choose to go?
No, they gravitate towards Facebook. All the friends and family do.
Yeah, which we would sort of drive towards that at one point as well, or still maybe in some cases. But it doesn't happen just in a way where you're sort of forced. It's more, did you get that post that I put up? No. Okay, let me go check. Or unless you've got email notification on it. But do you see what I mean? It's the driving that's the problem. It's not the I want to go to it. And some people get annoyed with that. They find it frustrating that they're forced onto a platform, which is the whole point of Google Plus at the start. Especially, we were forced onto it. It wasn't something people chose. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Okay, there's some good aspects to it, but the problem with the way Google approached was that they just sort of rammed it down your throat.
Well, I think they're trying to get more people to.
Me. Sorry.
I think they were trying to get more people to go to Google Plus, so they were kind of forcing this. And I know with YouTube, people leaving comments. I like to see my comments on YouTube, not having to go to Google Plus to see them. Which what time they changed that? At least now
they destroyed it.
Yeah,
I can't communicate with my people out there, man. I'm having trouble here.
Chris Voss has said exactly the same thing, but that you're probably as a high-end channel, Harry. Exactly the same sort of thing.
I would spend a good I'd say at least 5 hours a week communicating with my people, and I do it. Mind you, the app on the phone to do it is just horrible. I wish I could do it through the.
Have you got a Facebook page, Harry, at all for your channel?
I do. It's Harry's Tech. But again, I barely use it. The only thing I use Google Plus and Facebook, it's sort of more the spray and pray thing where I'll make a video and then just throw it up on all the networks so I can just sort of get out there. But it's not really something I'm heavily focused on or go to Facebook or Google Plus. I'm sort of more of a YouTuber. I'll make the video, do the keywords, throw it all up, and whoever's interested comes and sees it. But the thing is, with Google Plus itself, the whole changeover now, when I want to communicate, someone before they would send me emails, okay, and I'd get them through YouTube itself, and I'd go through each one, and it will open up into a link to the actual page, and I could reply. Now it's sort of, I don't know, it's scattered. I'm a bit lost, to be honest. So I'll go to Google Plus, and it'll give me the option to I think reply through there, which I have been doing, but it doesn't seem to update it on the YouTube page.
Yeah. You can leave comments there, but you can also untick to leave the comment on your Google Plus page.
Right. Oh, well, I'm talking about, I actually go to my Google Plus, and it gives me like a notifications on the side where I can reply to people. But I'm not sure where in any particular one of my videos, because I get so many replies or questions, from so many different videos that I have.
Wow.
And it's gotten lost in there, and I'm unable to reply to all of them in a sort of order. Or it's just messed up really at the moment. So I don't know how to fix that.
It's interesting. I wonder if that's got anything to do with, why Vic left. Maybe not. I mean, he's been there for 8 years and probably just looking for opportunities. But actually, let's move forward then.
All right, Zara, what do you think about this story?
Well, I actually prefer Facebook, and because I don't really get in that much technology as you guys, but I just like something that's user friendly. And I've apparently in a 2013 survey, 30% of surveyed smartphone users use the Google Plus app at least once a month. So it's not that common with my friends, but I know Brad's tried to get me on there once or twice, but I'll stick with Facebook any day because most of my friends stay with that. But definitely, it's good for technology-based sites and with the linkage. So I'm just happy to see the change and see what happens.
You like Twitter though, don't you? You like Twitter?
I mainly like Twitter just to see what celebrities are up to and just to get in touch with, see what's happening in the news. But I don't communicate on it. I don't express my feelings like I used to about 3 years ago. I used to write everything I did. But nowadays it's just to see what celebrities and famous figures are up to nowadays.
And you also won the Humax PVR as well from this podcast. How do you like that so far? You've been using it a lot?
Yeah, I've been using it a lot to record shows.
Cool.
Finding the time to actually watch the shows is another story as a shift worker. Definitely. My family are definitely loving recording all their shows, especially my nana. She loves coming over and watching some of her shows. So it's definitely an all-round good product, and thanks to Techwebcast for that. Yeah, so I'm thoroughly enjoying the features of the PVR. I like that you can find keywords and it comes up with a full search of TV shows, just in case you don't know the correct spelling.
Yep.
So it's really good like that.
No, they're a great unit, and thank you again to Humax for getting involved in some promotional stuff with Techwebcast. We love their tech.
Yeah, definitely. They're actually bringing out a new Humax PVR next month, a 4-chip one, Andrew.
Oh, good stuff. Looking forward to having a look at that one.
I'm not sure if you've seen an ad for that on Facebook or not. Have you seen that at all?
I saw something, about that. I haven't read too much about it, but looking forward to that.
You may be getting one to review very shortly.
Sounds good, Brad. Okay. Sounds good. Anyway, we might move forward, Jen.
Definitely. Let's go. Let's move forward. Yep.
Sure. Well, while we're on the topic of Google Plus, I'll move on to the next Google Plus story. Actually, it is from the HuffingtonPost.com, and they reference. I won't review the entire story because it is some repetition, but they do reference Vic Gundotra leaving, and then they're saying also that they heard that the employees that built the core of Google Plus are being reassigned to different teams, and the Google Plus Hangout engineers are going to Android, and many of the rest will likely be assigned to mobile efforts. And it's and also in addition to that, they say that everyone's least favorite part of Google Plus, this is something that you all mentioned here, the requirement that your G Plus profile is integrated to all other things Google will reportedly be scaled back. So they're looking at actually scaling back that feature. So I just wanted to bring that up since we were on the story and mention that. But if it's not...
Jennifer, I just want to say, we may not get through all the stories because we've got only got 1 hour. So yeah, we just may want to skip through the stories because, yeah, if that's possible.
Do you want me just to skip the news stories? Just stop there?
Yeah, just go through a couple more because we've got a time limit with 1 hour. So
yeah. Well, I was just done with that one. So
okay,
yeah. Okay. Well, let's see.
So
let's move on
to see if Google Plus goes the way of Waze. Then, if they're dismantling some of that team, interesting.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So. Moving on to the next story, there's one coming from Engadget.com about Amazon. Amazon is setting up a U.S. delivery network to ship our orders fast.
Wow.
Amazon isn't waiting for the advent of courier drones to ship your orders faster than usual. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that the e-commerce giant has been testing its own U.S. delivery network in New York, L.A., and San Francisco. And describing it in job listings as the last mile, the initiative is meant to outperform established shippers like FedEx and UPS. These companies are increasing costs, can't always meet capacity, and are impeding innovation in delivery services. So such efforts are not completely new for Amazon. The company is already testing its own delivery network in the UK and went so far as to invest into a local parcel service. Even the U.S. strategy reportedly began several years ago. However, the Wall Street Journal understands that an American delivery network is a much higher priority now in light of last year's holiday shipping meltdown, and Amazon would rather not have to compensate angry customers time and time again. And do you want me to stop there, Brad, or move on to the next story?
We'll just go through in one go, and then we'll just chat at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, the next story is coming from VentureBeat, talking about the Windows Surface. Windows Surface sales up 50% from last year and are down 50% from the holiday quarter. So Microsoft's had an earnings report, and they revealed that the Surface sales have jumped 50% since last year, nearly $500 million. Or actually, not $500 million, but $500 million, yeah. And that pales in comparison to the Surface performance in the previous quarter when the Surface sales rang in $893 million. So most companies selling consumer electronics typically see a huge bump in sales during the holiday season, so the Surface's quarterly decline isn't too surprising, but at this point, we'd expect an even bigger year-over-year jump for the tablet. Last year's Surface lineup didn't sell very well because the Surface RT was simply not very good, and the Surface 2 and Surface 2 Pro, on the other hand, are both solid productivity tablets. Moving on to the next story, Facebook acquires fitness and activity tracking app called Moves. This app is for Android and iOS, and this startup has been acquired by Facebook. The company's founders say that Moves will join the crew, the Facebook team, to work on building and improving their products and services, and that the Moves app will continue to operate on its own as a standalone experience. Currently, Moves says that there are not any plans to bring Moves data to Facebook's social graph directly or change how it operates. So this sounds like it could be another case similar to that which Facebook employs with running WhatsApp and Instagram. Facebook founder and CEO Mark Zuckerberg recently revealed his company's broader app strategy with an interview with the New York Times. And in that discussion, he acknowledged that the company would be building a number of experiences, some with which would be carrying Facebook branding and others would not. Moving on to the next story, another Facebook one coming from Gizmodo. Facebook introduced its brand new news real-time feed called Facebook Newswire. It is an aggregated feed of the latest and greatest breaking news stories. And basically what they did is Facebook kind of made its own Twitter and gave it a lobotomy. So the new Facebook Newswire is actually powered by Storyful, a service that's supposed to dig up reliably sourced material for news organizations to use at their leisure. The Storyful team will be pulling newsworthy posts, gosh, I can't say that, posts, from a variety of Facebook pages, building a stream of reliable breaking news in real time. So keep an eye out for that. And Netflix coming in, next story coming from Engadget. Netflix gets specific about its battle with Comcast and its opposition to the Time Warner Cable merger. So in the months since announcing a mutually beneficial interconnection agreement, Netflix and Comcast have seen eye to eye on very little. Throw in Comcast's attempt to swallow up Time Warner Cable and grow even larger, and you have a battleground for the two to air their disagreements. Netflix has put its opposition to the merger in writing with its most recent earnings report earlier this week, and it spurred a response from Comcast, and now a pair of more detailed rebuttals from the streaming company. So in Comcast's version of the events, Netflix approached them for the deal, cutting out the wholesalers and exercising its market power. The cable giant says that Netflix could always go back to working with partners that connect their networks to its backbone instead, and and that any issues that it has with Comcast or Time Warner Cable merger apply to the industry, not that deal. And to close things out, its position is that Netflix's opposition to the merger is all about enhancing its own negotiating power and has nothing to do with protecting customers. But from the other side of things, it's completely different. Netflix payments to middlemen like Cogent, Level 3 XO, or Tata, I guess that's how you pronounce it, is necessary because they actually carry its data over long distances to every network on the global internet. In connecting to Comcast, Netflix has to shoulder the load of moving its data to the various endpoints where their networks connect. So, moving on to the next story, Brad.
I just got a weird Facebook post from Jacob Jones. I'm not going to say
what,
but he just said to me, do you want to FaceTime after the show?
Oh. Hey,
what's going on there?
Hey, you said not to use the chat
Well,
because it makes noise.
Okay, let's just go move on to the show.
All right, well, I'll just end the news there.
Yeah, that Viber update got an update too. That was a good update too, Jennifer. Did you get the Viber update? Yeah,
I saw that news story too. I don't know if you wanted me to review that
sure,
also.
Go ahead. Yeah, just mention.
Okay, Viber for iOS gets a new flat design, multiple image sending, and longer video messages. It is a free calling and messaging app that Rakuten bought for $900 million, and they released the significant update for its iOS app that introduces that flat design and some additional features. It's for iOS, it says Viber for iOS 4.2 now sports an iOS 7-like layout, which the company describes as clean and flat with a stronger focus on multimedia. Users can now share multiple images at the same time while they also record and share longer video messaging and block specific phone numbers. Finally, the indicator that the other person is typing has been switched on for the Android tablet app and its Linux, Windows, and Mac versions.
Good stuff. Zara, do you use Viber at all?
Yes. And I noticed that you couldn't block users because you know how it goes on to the next, when you get, what do you call it? When you get your Viber or you've got Facebook, it connects to your contacts and that person can then talk to you on another social networking app. So it was a bit of a nuisance having people from the past trying to contact you, and on Viber that was an issue I had. So I'm glad that that's coming out and I'll be able to block that person.
Yeah, I think you can already do that.
Good thing. No, because I was on it about Oh, I get. Then again, it was a month ago, so hopefully I'll be able to block it. Her now.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Any other stories you want to report on, Zara? Are you interested in any other stories there?
I don't have any tech stories, but I could tell you many birth stories. No, all good. We'll save that for another podcast.
Yeah, sure. What about fitness app? Do you use many fitness app like Moves?
Yes, I do. I use Moves a lot. I do notice that it drains my battery quite a lot, but it's a very good app to record my steps throughout the day at work.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a really good app.
Okay, and what about you, Steve? What's your view on them stories?
I think I had. Let me check again real quick. And well, we didn't really cover this with net. No, wait a minute. What was that? Oh, the Comcast. Of course, I have Time Warner Cable, and supposedly Comcast is going to buy them out, and that would be like my fourth cable company in 6 years.
Wow!
And I don't want to see this merger because obviously, that leaves less choice. We need to have more competitors. Of course, I think this is why Netflix is doing this. So I kind of hate to see that happen, but we'll see.
Okay, Andrew, what about you? What's your view on them stories, mate?
Yeah, I mean, my big view is around the Amazon setting up their own delivery network. I think this is bigger news than what it's effectively being reported as. I mean, for me personally, Amazon, I would say most of the stuff they sell is under $50. They sell books, they sell DVDs, bits and pieces. So when you're buying that sort of stuff, getting a good price is important, but for me, it's not as important as knowing when things are going to be sent. So if I can jump on there and buy a book and it costs $16, or I can buy it from the shop for $18, or it's a couple of dollars either way. But if I know that if I buy it on there and they've got this uber awesome delivery network and it's going to get to me like next day or the day after, that's going to influence my decision from buying it there versus actually getting off my ass and going to the shops or buying on an eBay. So I think they're going to have a massive increase in sales by doing this if they can actually deliver, an express type platform. So if they do that and they get this done successfully, I think that's going to have a massive impact on their bottom line. And in 6 months from now, we'll be saying that it was a genius move by Amazon.
Cool. Good answer, mate. What about you, Jacob? What's your view on them stories?
Yeah, it's very sad that Vic and Dora has gone away.
Mm-hmm. It is. They're very indeed. He's a good guy, that guy, and
very open to the people.
I've spoken to him a couple of times. Have you spoken before, Andrew? You haven't spoken?
Yeah, I have a couple of times. He's a really, really nice guy. Very open. Always wants to hear people's opinions.
Yeah.
Even like I've given him some, constructive opinion, and he takes it all on board. Really, really nice guy. So I'm sure we all wish him the best in his next endeavors.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Jennifer? What's your view on them stories?
Well, I also am excited about the Amazon story about them setting up their own U.S. delivery network. If they could use that instead of UPS or FedEx or USPS, then they would have more control. It would cut down their costs, and that savings, who knows, that might be passed along to the customer. We'll see. But if anything, at least they'd have more control over their deliveries, and we as customers would get them or without any issues, most likely. So that's a good thing. Right now they're pretty quick with it. I usually get things within 2 days, so as fast as it is. But I think if anything, this just gives them more control over the process.
I just wish they would ship more stuff to Australia, because most stuff I try to get, it won't get sent here.
Or sometimes Brad has to bounce off someone to get it.
And even when you do buy things, it takes sometimes weeks or a month or longer to get things here to Australia.
Yeah, definitely.
It just takes way too long. And then if you want to buy something and actually have it express international shipped, it costs more than the item costs anyway. It's really frustrating.
I bought a T-shirt off Amazon and it got it to about 2 weeks to get here. So
yeah.
I tend to just sort of focus on the UK store more than anything. I find that they ship a lot more than the US, at least.
Oh.
Okay, I didn't know that.
That's an idea.
Yeah. Well, there's an Amazon UK. I don't know if they integrated it fully and now it's just Amazon, but from what I understand is if you put in UK at the end, you should be able to look at stuff from their end, and everything I've ordered from the UK store I've always gotten. Haven't had any trouble.
And it's all been shipped to you okay, isn't it?
Yeah. Comes to Australia without a problem.
Good to know.
I would have thought Australia would be a big enough market to at least have some of the regular items warehoused here.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't know if this is true or not. I'm very fuzzy on it, but I did hear about them setting up a storage here so they could make the shipping. But I'm not 100% if that's true or not, and it was a long time ago, so you might want to look into it.
All right, Harry, so you're on here as a guest today, mate.
Yeah.
Tell us about what you do on your YouTube channel. You do some great unboxings and Apple gear.
Yeah, look, it just started off as a hobby, mate. It's just like a fun thing. I thought anything I buy, I'll just unbox it, put it up on YouTube, and, I'll turn on some ads and make a couple of pennies. And it just sort of spiraled from there. I don't know how long it's been, but I'm close to 100 videos now, probably 80-something or 90 videos.
I love the Apple TV videos you do, mate.
Really? Because
you're doing what you're doing. I love them.
I've had requests for a few more in detail. But yeah, generally it was just an unboxing and showing the item. But I tend to get more and more questions now from people asking more in-depth stuff, which is a good thing because it also helps me understand the actual product itself, and some things I've learned with specific things that I've been using, especially with, say, my camera. I've got a 5D Mark III, and some of the questions have been asked and got me looking into it, which helped me to learn and discover the item better. But aside that, it's not too bad. It's going off pretty well. I'm happy with it. I'll keep doing it as long as I'm enjoying it. When I stop enjoying it, I'll stop doing it.
Okay. Andrew, any questions for Harry?
Yeah, as you said, it all sort of, I guess, happens by accident to some extent, but just flicking through some of your videos, I see, there's nothing overly serious about it. Like, you have a whole lot of fun, you tell it like it is, and you've got videos there with, hundreds of thousands of views. What do you find makes, and I know that there's no real, perfect medicine, but have you noticed anything about the videos that you get a whole lot of views versus the ones that just don't take off?
Yeah. It's really about knowing the most popular topic or item to talk about. What happened was a lot of the videos at the start, they became sort of fluke, really. It just sort of happened that I got a lot of viewers, and I started looking into it thinking, okay, why some of my videos are getting a lot of views and others aren't? And they were just hot topics. Like, I'll give you an example. And this was purely because something I wanted to do. I lined up to get the, I think it was the iPad. And what happened is the time difference between Australia and the US is that we sort of technically got it before them. And I lined up, got it, and I said, as soon as I get this, I'm getting home, I'm going to unbox it. I know it's like 2 a.m. And I was in the backyard, low light, using my iPhone, trying not to be too loud because everyone was asleep, and I unboxed it and got it up. That just set the channel on fire because there really wasn't any or many videos up at the time of an unboxing of an iPad 2. And it just went crazy, and that sort of helped catapult it. But then I started to look into that, well, if it's a popular item, you're not too late in sharing information about it, and the information, is relatively okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes I draw them out. People say keep them 3 to 5 minutes. I've made ones up to 15 minutes. Some will like it, some won't, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, how popular it is, how quick you can get out there to talk about it and spread the word, and what you can show. The thing is, it's all about the people that come to your channel and helping them. This is why I'm so frustrated with Google Plus, because I really want to help and keep communication with everyone that comes to my channel. And sometimes I don't know what they're asking. I go out, do the research, and then I get back to them on it. So it's really about serving the people that come to your channel. It's not just an ego thing about yourself. So look at serving people as much as you can. Try and get on a hot topic and try and get out as quick as you can, because sort of once it's been beat with a stick, it tends to sort of lose its, flair. Like, people searching for it, it dies down a bit. So they're the 3 major things I would look at. And it's really a matter of research. What is the hottest topic out there at the time? I don't follow that 100% in terms of what the hottest thing is. I just go by what I purchased or sometimes people will ask me, can you promote my product on your site? And I'll say to them, look, I'm outright going to tell them that it's a promotion if you want me to do it. I'm not going to pretend I brought it. And sometimes I get stuff where people are just, it's really crappy. So I just won't do it. But yeah.
All your stuff that he's brought yourself, Vincent?
Everything. Yeah, everything is bought.
Okay, good stuff. Jake, any questions for Harry?
Well, what was the weirdest product that you found recently that you've got?
The weirdest, as in an item that I've brought?
Yeah, like whatever, like a clean kit or something, like electronics or something like that.
I'd say the weirdest thing I've ever gotten, a cleaning kit. well, let's put it this way.
Well, no, I'm just using cleaning kit as an example.
No, because I did actually get something like that.
And why would you buy anything weird? That's just dumb, mate. You know.
Yeah, no, that's all right. It's just a little feather tickler that I got, and it's to clean the lens and sort of the eye view on the actual camera. That would, I guess, be the weirdest sort of thing. But other than that, it's generally just really cool stuff that I like that are tech based. Not anything too crazy or out there.
And it's interesting that you say, because we run a little ahead of the States, it's a good point that you make as far as, if you're buying something from the Apple Store or a brand new product release, you get there at 9 or 10 a.m., you pick it up. If you get home, do a review an hour later. Guys in the States are seeing that 8 hours, 10 hours before they have access to it. And someone who's waiting to get the new iPad tomorrow, they're going to be clicking around online, looking at it, doing searches for videos. So, yeah, it's a good advantage that, YouTube channel operators have to sort of jump that mark. And obviously, as you sort of said, you can get a lot of hits in that time.
It's not just that. Just to let you know that when I did that, the iPad itself cost me around $680, somewhere there. The ads alone I generated from having it up and the amount of views paid for it more than twice.
Wow.
That's all right.
So it was a free iPad.
So give us a tip on that, Harry. How do you do that, mate? Like, I want to do that sort of thing too. And, is it hard to do? Or?
Yeah, no, it's not at all. Basically, what you do is you make your video, get it, upload it, follow basically the instructions YouTube gives you. Mm-hmm. Once you've got it up there, your keywords are a very important thing.
Yep.
What you want to do is with keywords is go to sorry, I'm going blank now. What's it called? Google AdWords. And once you get to, if you look up Google AdWords, it lets you do, there's a section in there that lets you do keyword research. And what you're able to do is put in the popular keywords. So I'll give you an example. Say I'm doing a MacBook Air, which I know you just brought, and I want to say happy birthday for Monday.
Oh, thanks,
by the way, Brad. Yeah, I want to get in there first. So, the other thing is so basically, say you've got a MacBook Air, you put in MacBook Air into the keyword search bar, and then it'll give you all the type of searches that people are making on Google. And I use Google as the main platform because it's the most, it works well. It's AdWords and it is Google anyway. So it'll, not to get too boring, it'll bring up a whole bunch of keywords and the searches that people are making on them and different variables around that. And I will have a look at them, and I don't go for the most competing keyword. What I'll do is I'll find the ones that are highly, so a high number that is either a medium or low competitive in terms of other people competing in there. It'll say competing and the number of searches done. So what I'll do is I'll take that keyword, I'll put them all into a notepad, and then I'll add them in my keywords for the YouTube video. Now, once I've done that, I make sure in the description itself that I sort of add the keywords, like I'll add MacBook Air in there. So I'll say, hi guys, today I'm doing an unboxing of the MacBook Air. If you have any questions, blah, blah, blah. And it's in the description. It also has the keyword. That's a very important thing, because what happens is Google will index that and it'll come up in their ranking as well. But not just that, again, that's not the main thing. The main thing is that if it's popular, people will find it through YouTube anyway, and it'll go up, in terms of its ranking. But yeah, keywords is an important thing to look into.
Good stuff.
It's interesting and quite clever that you say don't go for the hot keyword because you're going to be heavily competing. Pick a nice medium keyword, then you can probably pick up a whole bunch of hits from there, and Google and YouTube will probably then start to preference you because you've already got the views on it. So that's quite good.
And also, when you're putting keywords in, some people tend to use long tail keywords, which basically are how to unbox a MacBook Air or unboxing of a MacBook Air, and they'll put sort of commas on each side of that. What I will do is I'll break up each individual word and not put it in as a long tail, one word. That way it picks up sort of a random on each word. So people could put any kind of mixture in and there's more chance it come up. Look, it's much of a muchness. Some people may agree and disagree, but yeah, keywords are an important thing. I've gone blank. What was the question again? Because I'm not sure if I had something else on that.
I think it was to do with how does it work and that sort of thing,
That's right. Yeah, how do I get more traffic? Now, the other thing I wanted to say is I have been using social networks, and I don't really know if that has been the main part or any particular main driver to getting more traffic. The thing with the social networks, I don't want to go on too long because I know we don't have time, but just remember, guys, if you've got a website out there or you've got a channel you're promoting or trying to sell anything, remember this, okay? And I'm about to integrate it because I'm not doing it in the YouTube, the Stuff You Should Buy channel. I'm doing it with other stuff that I've got running. Remember this, you're running on a platform you have no control over. You don't control Google+, you don't control Facebook, you don't control Twitter. For any reason, if they were to shut you down, you're gone. So the number one thing to do always is try and have your own style platform. Now, I don't mean just by a website. When people come to you, have a way to acquire someone's name and email, okay, and lead them from these social sites. Because remember I said spray and pray? A lot of people do that. They try and spray themselves out on all these social networks. And if you're trying to, say, run a business or a website or trying to get the word out on anything particular that you're talking about, and you're relying on them, and you get shut down. I've seen YouTube channels that are good being just shut down overnight, and no questions. No, why? Not even a reply. So make sure you can get someone's name and email, okay, and use it legitimately. Like you can use third-party, sites out there that do that. They're legit. It's it's no spamming. People can unsubscribe and collect those name and emails, and you can communicate with them through there. If you get shut down ever, no one could stop you because you have a way to communicate. Those name and emails can be exported to an Excel file. You always have them. You're always able to communicate with them, especially with your casting show that you've got here, Techcast. So, it's really great to be able to go. Everyone who's following you, if you needed to, you'd be able to send out an email and communicate with them and say, hey guys, this, our site's down or we got shut down here, we're reopening here, whatever it may be. So just give yourself that option.
Yep.
Always be able
okay.
to.
Jen, any questions?
Well, that's interesting that you said that because I was going to ask you a question along those lines, actually, and you read my mind. Whether or not you have post to other areas, because I do have a friend that had a lot of videos. He did a lot of videos, and all of a sudden his YouTube page was just shut down.
Yep.
No questions they wouldn't. He didn't do anything wrong, but somebody reported him for something. But he was a good guy. He did nothing wrong, and and they wouldn't put it back up. So he lost all of his content, all of his followers,
That's right.
and was just so distraught. So. And Brad, that happened to Christopher Rizzo. I don't know if you remember that happened to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And
wow.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you brought that up.
Well, sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, so you also, I see you have YouTube, but you also post to your blog and you have your subscribers, I guess.
Well, I'm not, like I said, with Stuff You Should Buy, I'm not doing it properly. The proper way is just set up a web page, and all it says is, guys, if you're comfortable, share your name and email with me, and that way I can keep up to date on the latest things that are coming out. You can offer a bribe, like you could put something that has of great value. Like right now, what I'm sort of trying to get around to doing, because I'm running multiple sites, I've got others as well, but what I'm going to do with Stuff You Should Buy is I'm going to put together a report which basically shows people how they can go out and use some basic templated set out ideas on how to negotiate on getting cheaper items when they go to buy something. And I'm going to set that up on a website and say, look, if you give me your name and email, and you can basically have the report for free. You can just download it. So it adds value for them going through that effort. Also, once they give me the name and email, it's going to be about just letting them know that they're not going to be spammed. It's basically just in case something goes wrong. Now, if I get shut down from YouTube and all my videos are gone, my videos aren't really gone. I keep a backup of them, so I can always use Vimeo. I can use another site. I can upload them, and I can send people to that channel and create the community or keep it going. If you don't have that communication, you're in trouble. You know, look, you can be spread out, Facebook and Twitter, and you can let people know this happened, and then it's sort of you're sort of sending out you're sending out a tweet, or you're sending out posting on Facebook and hoping that people will then take the whole effort of coming around. Whereas in an email, you could just say, hey, click on this link, go to Vimeo, and you know what I mean? It's sort of
yeah. So basically, have your own off-site ecosystem basically ready to go, and it's really good advice.
Yeah. Look, I've been in the game for a while. I used to sell a World of Warcraft guide. I don't know if any of you have played Warcraft out there, and it's an online game player. And I had an email of 20,000 people, and they followed me. And when my site went down, I was still able to communicate with them. They asked me questions. I'd be able to direct them to other guys that were still, because I got out of it as well, and direct them to other guys and girls out there that were still in the game, and let them join and follow other people where they could get their information and sort of have their community with. So it's very important. Email is still king. I don't care what anyone says. Your email, how more important is it to you than your Facebook and Google Plus and Twitter? I mean, you don't give it out to everyone, do you? It's only to select few close friends. That's why it's very, very... Email is more important today than most people believe.
But not just email, getting the right email address. I mean, most people have 2 or 3 emails. So
that's right.
How do you make sure you get the person's their good email address?
Okay, you might get filtered. What will happen is say I've got one too. I'll call it the spam one. I just give it out. Now, if I give it out and because no one knows me, how are they going to trust me? Of course, they're not going to give, me their valuable email. One way is, since you're still able to communicate with people through the social networks and whatever site you're using, if they learn to trust you, if they've, like with these casts, if people have been following for a round, they might get a bit more comfortable and maybe give you their middle email, because I've got 3: total spam, sort of the semi, and then really private. But they do still check them. Okay, so the thing is, once you get into, say, the middle or even the spammy email they give you, if you're providing them with good quality content, you're not spamming the hell out of them, you're not buy this, buy that links, then what you can do is you could resend an email out there saying, hey guys, I'm offering whatever it may be, and you offer them a way to re-register. And then in there, you basically tell them, please give me your best email and trust us. We use this service. Go check them out. You can unsubscribe at any time. And as you've known me for a while, I don't spam. I don't send rubbish content. And the more they build a relationship with you, the more that they'll end up, trusting you and giving you their primary email. But again, remember, we've got smartphones, right? How many of you have got multiple email addresses?
Definitely.
Yeah. So even if they do give you the spam and never take you out, if they're checking them anyway, which they do, I mean, I even checked my spam once, so provided the content's always good and the relationship with your subscriber is always good. And don't get me wrong, I send people with some of my other stuff, hey, check this out. Thought you might be interested, and it's something they would buy. Now, it's only because it's related to the topic I've either brought it, and I think it's great, and then I'll share it. But it's not like every second day, check this out, buy this. You're not spamming people. And again, they've always got the option to unsubscribe. It always says under every email, you don't like it, get out of here, leave. You don't have to follow me. You're not.
And you probably want that anyway. I mean, you don't want to send out 30,000 emails and only have 3,000 actually interested. You want to know what your real numbers are.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah. And some people though won't unsubscribe. That's a funny thing. They'll just not respond, or they may respond down the track. It just depends the mood you're in, what you're doing, what's happening at the time in your life, whether you're engaged. Yep. But anyway.
Zara, do you have any questions for Harry about YouTube or videos, that sort of thing?
Yeah, what current unboxings do you have coming up?
Okay. Well, I've got. Look, I'll be honest with you. What I tend to do is I will pre-do the videos and jump ahead, and I've got them stored on my phone. I've just purchased recently, which I don't know if this will be the one that'll come up. Paltronics. I think it's a 355 headset. And I'm actually using it at the moment. How's the sound, guys? Is it all right?
Yeah, it's good. Sounds good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Now, it was only about $39 from Officeworks. I was looking for a cheapie, but not, really bad quality one. So, yeah, I got that. I did an unboxing of it. It's quite a quick one, I'd say. And then I did a screencast or a screen recording just to see how it sounds. So I'm going to be throwing that up. The thing is, I've got a lot of other videos I've pre-done, and I've got them sitting on my computer. It lets me get ahead sometimes. But, again, it's recording it, putting it through iMovie, cleaning it up, and then after that, uploading it, and then there's keyword research. So it could take me anywhere from about 1 to 2 hours to do the whole thing, maybe even 3. But don't get me wrong, that's per week. So, 3 hours per week to do what I do.
Okay.
It's not bad.
So, Harry, you use a Mac, right?
I do a MacBook.
Now, convince Zara why the Mac is so cool and Windows sucks.
Look, I'll be honest. The reason why I switched to MacBook or to Mac or Apple, is because it's basically multimedia friendly for me. It's just being able to create content on it is a lot easier for me. I'm not saying you can't do it on Windows, obviously you can, but I tried using Windows Movie Maker and compared to iMovie, God, light years. But some people don't want it for that, and that's fine, But it's also the layout, it's very visual for me. And again, I don't know how much Windows has changed. I haven't used Windows 7. I think I might have got on it once or twice, but
It's actually got worse, I think.
Oh, has it? Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, definitely worse.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm more of a visual type of person. I love the icons and picture sort of things, and the way it looks. And maybe you could call it's more dumbed down. A lot of people say that. I don't know if it's more dumbed down. I think it's just more simplistic. It's just it works this way or it doesn't. When I had a PC, I had a friend where I'd be over at his house at least once a week for him to try and sort something out for me. Ever since I got a Mac, I've never seen him again. Very rarely. It just I haven't needed anyone's help. It's just, it works for me. I mean,
so cheap, aren't they, Harry? These days, they're pretty cheap, aren't they, to buy?
Oh, ridiculously. I mean, compared to what they used to be.
Yeah.
And the other thing I noticed is software for them. There's the software's a lot more cheaper out there. You've got alternatives. Like, I'll give you an example. I used to use a program called Camtasia for the PC, and it would screen record for me. That cost, I think it was at the time $500-$600. ScreenFlow, which is insane. It's just beautiful. It's amazing. I use that at the moment for the Mac, and I think it cost me $99. I think.
Okay.
And
that was in a bundle.
One.
Go ahead, Jacob. What do you want to say before we need to wrap up, mate? Very quick. Go ahead.
Well, I use one from Blueberry Software.
Well, Blueberry.
No, it's a screen recorder.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, I know that there's been a lot of others that have come up that are a bit cheaper. It wasn't in the past, or maybe it was. I just didn't know about it. But look, like I said, for me, I just fell in love with Mac.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, Steve, what do you want to say to Zara to make her buy a Mac?
I think you've convinced me, Steve. I think.
Oh, I didn't see nothing.
Steve,
yeah.
Steve hasn't said anything.
Well, I love iPhones, and just recently I've been having a bit of problems with my Windows 8, and it's just ridiculous. It's so it looks like right there, easy to use, but when you're so used to a PC previously with Windows 7, I just think, I've seen Macs and how they work, and they are very simple. And they're really good for photo editing.
Yeah.
My dad does that. He uses a lot of Photoshop on there. And, I like the simplistic look as well. So,
well, actually,
it's really all about
I'll
user
have to
experience.
Well, actually, if somebody were to ask me, I'd probably tell them is do your research, because certain platforms are better for certain things. Obviously, gaming is still better on PC. Ease of use, obviously Mac. So if you're more into development and Unix, then Linux would be something better in some cases. So
I find doing things on Word documents and Excel and stuff like that, I actually prefer the PC for some of those sorts of things. But just for your, browsing and email and stuff, I find the Mac is a whole lot nicer. And I think the whole thing with the Mac for me is it's all about user experience. And I think Jonathan Ivey, who's the chief industrial designer at Apple, I think a lot of the work that he's done, don't get me wrong, obviously Steve Jobs is a genius innovator, but I think Jonathan Ivey is someone at Apple who has probably had one of the biggest influences of any company for the last 20 years.
Okay, Jennifer, what do you want to say about the Apple stuff?
About Apple? Well, yeah. In comparison to Windows?
Yeah, you want to try and convince her to buy one? Or?
Sure. Zara, I went Apple years ago and never turned back. It's really once you just get a system where you really need to just go and just take the plunge, even just a little Mac Mini, and that way you're not investing that much. You're investing, $500-$600, but then you can use your existing monitor and keyboard and all that with it, and that will really kind of that's a good entry into the Mac world. But it works so beautifully. There's no issues with the OS, and yeah. So
what equipment do you have, Jennifer? What laptop do you have at home?
I have a couple. My favorite one, my primary one that I use is the MacBook Pro Retina.
I had not.
And yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's super fast, 16 gigs of RAM, and it's solid state drive, very very fast machine.
And you use that for your podcasting, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Good. That's good. Mm-hmm. So Zara, what do you think about the Mac then?
Yes, you've had me convinced, I think. I'm actually on the way to the shops after this podcast, so I'm going to go have a look and look more into what's suitable.
Yeah, they actually have a sale. Andrew, tell me about the sale, mate.
Yep, they actually have a sale on at the moment at JB Hi-Fi, I think Maya and also Dick Smith.
Dick Smith, yeah.
And as I say, once you go Mac, you won't
go back. You never go back.
That's it, baby. But no, look, as Harry said, it's I think, Steve, different things, different products, different people. I think it's a great system, but don't get me wrong, Windows has a lot of benefits as well. Yeah, and look, they've done a whole lot with the products, but no, it's really good, and I like enjoying different things from different platforms. But Zara will make a decision that works for her, and I believe, Brad, you got yourself into a new platform on the weekend.
Yeah, I did, mate. I got a MacBook Air, mate, on sale. I had to get one.
Awesome.
I had to get one cheap. It was cheap, wasn't it, Andrew?
Good stuff. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, we went down and grabbed that. That was great.
That was good. Awesome. So Zara, what sort of things we doing with the Mac?
Well, first of all, I'll be using it to put my iTunes on and browsing, Photoshop. I guess you could probably get Lightroom, I presume.
Is that right, Harry? Can you get that at all?
Yep, you can. You get Lightroom, and it's a lot cheaper as well. Photoshop can be a little bit pricey, but it is in general anyway. There are other Pixelmator as well, it's called, which is an alternative, a bit cheaper for the Mac, for Apple. And also, just to note, if you want to use Word, like Word or Excel, you can get that for Mac as well. They have got Office for the Mac, so you can still use that. You don't have to go to Pages, which is their alternative, and jump over to Keynote and so forth. But but
I got Lightroom. I like.
So you get all the iMovies and that sort of apps on the when you buy it, don't you, Harry? Because I got that on my MacBook Air.
iMovie. So you could do your video editing, which is just a superb thing for it being free. And you get that for free. You get Keynote. What do you get? You don't get any more iWeb, which it used to be. You just got, I think, iMovie. There's three of them. I think I'm just trying to think what they are. Was Pages a free one? Or
it was Pages, and there's Numbers.
Yep. Numbers. Yep. Okay, they're all free. They never used to be. That's why I wasn't sure. But they're free. So Pages is great too. If you want to write an article, open up a page. Beautiful graphics and the way it integrates. But Yeah,
Okay.
that's cool.
Well, the one thing that Windows has over Mac is Paint on Windows. I actually like to use Paint. I throw stuff in there and I cut stuff out, just really crappy little images to make when I'm doing things like just sort of storyboarding stuff. Yeah, I use Paint a
Why
lot.
don't you use Sketch or whatever it's called?
I do, but I like the way that product works, and that's just me.
All right.
But if you're a gamer, just remember PC is really better at the moment. There's more on in terms of that's available for PC. So
all right, let's wrap up. Andrew, final view of the show, and
it's been great to have everybody on. And Harry, really enjoyed what you had to say and some of the advice that you've given it to some of our listeners there. And going to keep a really good eye on the Stuff You Should Buy YouTube channel, and look forward to you telling us a little about how we can find you on YouTube and where we can sign up for your newsletter and grab that free piece of candy when that comes out, so that we can learn to create our own channel and do things. And it's been great to have you on as well, Zara, for the first time to have a bit of a chat.
Good to be on.
Yeah,
thanks. It's been my pleasure.
Hopefully she'll be back again.
And happy birthday, Brad.
Thank you.
Happy birthday for Monday.
Thanks. Thank you.
Awesome.
What do you have planned?
Don't know yet. Still working on it.
Going to buy a few products. Treat yourself to a birthday present for yourself.
Got everything I need probably now.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be getting a Mac today, Zara.
Hopefully. I'm going to go have a look.
Just buy a laptop.
Well, actually, I'd love to go buy a Mac today, but I'm going to pay for my Europe trip. So,
okay.
If there's something there,
cool.
For a little travel, maybe an iPad. Who knows?
Cool stuff. Okay, Harry, where can I get hold of you, mate?
Look, you can come find me on my YouTube channel if you want. What I'm doing is, like I said, I'm going to set up a separate page. But basically, the YouTube channel is the best one. Just go and subscribe to that. So YouTube/ Stuff You Should Buy, one word.
Yep.
Jump on there, subscribe, and when the time I've got everything set up, I'll throw up a video showing you guys to come, and you can get that report that I'm going to put together showing how you can actually save money when dealing with salespeople out there, because they can smell fear or desperateness.
Yeah.
On you like a shark.
What do you mean about JB Hi-Fi, Harry? They're pretty good for discounts then, aren't they?
It depends who you're dealing with. I dealt with one guy there that was so awesome. And there's also about a rapport when you walk in, sort of there's things you could do like mirroring each other. I'll put that all in there. I won't go into it now, but It's about creating that comfort thing with the sales guy. Some guys are just real, hard. You're not going to get really better off walking away and dealing with another sales rep or coming back another day. But yeah, like I said, I'll put out the report and show you how you can deal with them and get a good deal.
Appreciate it. Come back on any time. You're welcome to come back on any time, Harry. Good to have
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
Good stuff. Jacob Jones.
Yo, Brad. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, mate. What do you think about this show?
Hey, it was pretty good.
Were you happy to have
lots of good info.
Yep, definitely, mate. Definitely. Okay, Jennifer, what about you?
I thought the show was fantastic. Harry, it was great meeting you.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. And I have followed you everywhere now. I will keep, happy to do so. And Zara, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it was great meeting you as well. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And Zara, it was great having you on the show. You sound like a natural and have a beautiful voice. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
It was nice meeting you.
Thanks. Same here. And happy birthday, Brad. I'm so excited that Monday is your big day. Yeah.
Birthday, yes, indeed. Okay, Steve.
It was a great show, and you're what? Years old? How?
Yeah, too old, mate. Too old.
That many.
Yeah, that many.
Okay, that's a lot then.
So where can they get hold of you, mate?
You can find me on Twitter as Chatterbox_live.
Okay, good stuff. You got me on Twitter, Brad Oz. And Zara, are you on Twitter at all? Or?
Yes, I'm Zara S7.
There you go, number 7.
No, letter. Number 7, sorry.
7, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Andrew, what do you want to say before we go?
Again, thanks, Harry, and just you were saying before about the salespeople. I've always found just if I want to get the best deal, the only way to get the best deal is to walk in with an idea that you're happy to walk out if you don't get the right deal. And if you do that, then you're always going to get a better deal. But if you want to find me, I am on Facebook and Twitter as Cunning Drew, and check me out on the Zafo app. Visit the Zafo app.
Definitely.
In the App Store, I'm at Andrew.
And just walk in with cash, mate.
Exactly. That's it.
Don't use the card.
That's it. Cash sells. It doesn't matter which way you look at it.
And know the item you're buying.
Well, that's it for Tech Webcast this week. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed having your mind expanded. Tune in next week for more tech talk with Brad, Jason, and whatever crazy guest they've managed to rope in. Don't forget to get the Tech Webcast app from iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at Techwebcast, and of course check us out on Facebook too. Until next time, may the tech be with you. Peace!